Okay, so I'm back again, and we're going to do some stuff that's real simple today. I'm going to change out the windscreen on this bike. I've been going through my garage, and I found a double bubble windscreen that I had off another bike, and I'm actually going to be putting all the fairings and stuff on eBay. So you might want to keep an eye out on my eBay page, and I'm also going to be trying the. I'm thinking about getting into the windscreen bolt market. We're going to go ahead and I've already installed the windscreen bolts onto this double bubble windscreen, and the one thing I will tell you is that when you're messing with these type of windscreen, I believe this is like an acrylic, and it's not plastic, it's actually acrylic. For me to mount the well nuts into the windscreen, I actually had to use a heat gun and heat it up, otherwise it will actually bust. I had to heat it up and then drill it and then install the well nuts into the windscreen. Otherwise you'll actually bust it, and I'll put up a picture like this one here. This one's all busted apart, and since I'm probably going to end up selling this bike, I just want to get a good windscreen on there, you know, so they don't look at it and it's all busted. And I'm starting to find a bunch of other stuff. I found some carbon tank slider protector pieces. I also found a gear indicator switch in the garage. I'm starting to clean the garage up because I'm basically getting to the point where I'm starting to look for another house. So the more I get rid of now, the less I would have to possibly move. And I'm not 100% sure if I actually want to rent. I'm not sure I want to stay around this area. So I'm not sure if I want to rent, maybe move to a more heavily populated area and then rent my house, and then possibly find a building to rent to do what I want to do, like in this, what I'm doing in here with the bikes and stuff. But I'm going to have to make some real tough decisions here coming up pretty soon on what I want to do. But what we'll do is we'll just get into the windscreen here, and I'll show you. This is going to be a real quick video. But the OEM factory windscreen, the way that they have it is they use a plastic bolt that goes through, and then they use like star crush washers that go onto the plastic bolt, and just removing them is a nightmare. I would never put those back on. That's why I use these well nuts instead. But yeah, it'll be a pretty short video, so don't forget to keep an eye on my eBay store, and we'll just get moving here. And what I'll show you here on this one here is that this windscreen is so busted. It just, the acrylic, you know, this bike is 18 years old, and everything has just broke on it. So it's really time to replace it. I don't want to be running 100 miles an hour and have this windscreen come off. It'd be a complete nightmare. Hit you in the face, cut your neck, cut your throat. So with these other well nuts on here, it should be pretty simple to get these off. The factory, the way that the original factory ones were set up will be an absolute nightmare if you don't pull off this whole motorcycle fairing from the front end of the bike. And actually, I'm going to end up having to do another video because I'm going to replace, I have a spare headlight as well, and this headlight here is pretty jacked up. So I want to go ahead and get that other headlight on, because that other headlight is in immaculate shape compared to this one, because this one is just horrible shape. And the way, like I said before, if you have the factory pieces in, this whole front fairing is going to have to come off. I've got two in the front there that's different size. clean that windscreen before I put it on there, from the inside at least. We will go ahead and get this all lined up. I'd hate to get this on here and then have all kinds of fingerprints. I remember I had a little bit of a problem with the front end plastic, where it kind of protruded out the last time, and I had to kind of finagle the windscreen on the tightening process. You don't want to tighten these all the way. We're just going to get them finger tight. We're just going to get all the windscreen bolts into the bolt holes. And if you do use this type of kit onto your windscreen, make sure you don't overheat the acrylic, because it will actually, you'll see it if you overheat it. It will kind of melt. It won't necessarily melt, but you'll see it move. I actually had a few people buy t-shirts from the merch store that I set up. So thank you very much. That helps me out a lot. I will be revising that merch store. When I opened it up, I just kind of throwed it together. And I've got a few more designs that I haven't gotten on there. It's kind of just been dead. It was just something that I threw up there because I needed to get it started. I'm a big fan of just getting stuff started, but I got to go back and finish it. But thank you very much for the purchases. So we've got all the bolts in here, and they're all not real tight. So what we'll do is I've got a little extrusion here. I'm going to start at the bottom. We're going to work our way up. And what I'll show you with these well nuts is that they swell when they're tightened and actually grip what they're supposed to, so the windscreen don't come out. And we're just going to work our way up to the top. Sometimes you need to hold these well nuts, and sometimes you don't if they start spinning. We got to the final two here. The one that I had problems with there on right side was the one where the windscreen is busted. Oh wow, okay. Okay, and as you can see, that once the bolt started to get pulled up, it swelled the well nuts into the visor, so you get a nice clean fit, and that this visor isn't gonna go anywhere compared to your other well nuts, which are just flat. You can actually, they won't squish like this. You'll just pull the bolt all the way through it. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and throw these up on eBay. Hopefully if anybody wants to do this, they can do it. It's real simple, and there's a lot of colors available. And if you do purchase it off of eBay, then it really helps me out, guys. There's not a super high profit margin in it, but it's a quality product that a lot of people, you know, maybe you just want to change the color of it or something. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out on that eBay store. Anybody knows me, if I work on it and we're going to try to make things faster, you definitely need stickers. I had these stickers made up, didn't realize how expensive stickers are when you get them custom made. But I had some stickers made up, and I'm not 100% sure of what I'm doing with my business, but I feel like I'm almost it's weird, you know. I'm not a super religious person, but there's mornings I wake up and I just like, I feel guided. I can't explain it. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I just, it's hard to put things together when you don't have a lot of money and you work so hard, and it's just hard to explain, you know. But I think it's like good for people to like hit rock bottom and then like come back and work so hard for something and finally get something going on. But the people that just get stuff handed to them, it's super hard to explain stuff to them, you know, when you give everything up just for work, you know. But you just have to do things sometimes. But look at the height difference on that. That's for when I tuck in, that wind will just clear right over this double bubble. It's pretty interesting. These well nuts work real good. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Next video, we'll pull this whole front fairing off, and I'll get that other headlight in. That other headlight's in really good shape compared to this one. This one's all busted up and cracked. It's just old. It's been 18 years, and those are also chronic problems with these bikes. But you know, these windscreen bolt kits that I'm selling, I'll tell you, this held it on real good. Also, I'd like to thank all my Amsoil customers. Free catalog in the description below. Just fill it out and they'll mail you stuff. This bike runs 15W50. The Amsoil 15W50 is great oil. And I'm starting to get some new subscribers, which is fantastic. I finally hit over 500 subscribers, so that's awesome too. But keep watching, and hopefully I'll get this bike done. I didn't get my starter cables in. I was supposed to get my starter cables in, so we'll go ahead and we'll get the windscreen for the next video, and then we'll upgrade the starter cables and the ground cables, and then this bike's going to come off because this is my daily rider, and we're going to get that Mille AR on here. So thanks a lot. I appreciate you watching, and click the links below. And for anybody that bought the merch, thank you very much. It really helps me out. And I mean, once you tuck in on this, I mean, I could see the difference already. Have a helmet there to be a big wind difference. So all right, I'm out of here.